D2DNY Real World HVAC Simplified. And now in this video I have a Trane rooftop RTU. It's not cooling, not working. And I'm going to troubleshoot it. So if you want to learn how to do this, okay, stay tuned. Grab some tools right here, grab some gloves. Here's my gloves. Yeah. Let's get into it. Need some bits. I don't think this bag right here. All right, so we're all opened up. As you can see, looks like we have power on our main UPC. There is power. There's some other lights down here. This is a Trane communications board, some sort of BAS or BAS system, BAS or building automation system. I'm going on with that. So this unit does not incorporate or has a standard thermostat. It doesn't have that CTI board, which is acronym for conventional thermostat interface board. Nor does it have a Trane thermostat that lands on these terminals right here, because you would see that, right? This unit is this unit is controlled by communication only through this board right here. It's like I think it's LawnWorks communication from Trane. So what I'm gonna do the first thing, I'm gonna see. I'm not gonna go to test mode. That's for later. The first thing I'm gonna do, see right here, I'm gonna test check between DC volts measuring between LTB9, LTB6, and if I'm getting a steady DC volts, meaning that's normal operation, system is on. If I'm not getting no volts, that means there's no power, open fuse, main board failure. All right, and obviously if it's flashing, that's test mode. Okay, after that, then I'm going to go over and I'm going to see whether this Trane BAS or BMS system is calling for cooling or heating. So here we go. This is the cooling indicator. It's terminals 8 and 6. So it looks like 6 is common between these two. 6 right here, so 6 and 8 over here, 6 and 9 over here. And then if you want to see if it's calling for heating, it's 6 and 7. And it's the same concept. If the heating is on, then you'll have a steady DC volts on your meter. And if heating is off, then you get nothing. And if it's flashing, like the voltage is dancing around like crazy, that means that you got some type of heating failure or heating fault in the heating controls, something going on with your furnace. And the same thing for the cooling. On, meaning cooling is on, active, no issues, it's calling for it. And if it's off, no cooling, it's not calling for cooling, there's no demand. And if it's flashing, if the voltage is dancing around like crazy, right, then means you have a cooling fault. Now, obviously, now we don't know what that's going to be. I have to troubleshoot and find out. And so here's the readings. If it's on, it's anywhere between 2 volts DC. And if it's off, I guess it's less than 1 volt, 0.75 volts. And if it's flashing, it's alternating between 1 and 2 seconds. The voltage goes up, down, you know, like that. So let's go. Let's grab my meter. Enough talking. Now, before getting to the video, you know, with my meter and stuff, you know, if you haven't subscribed, I want you to go ahead and do that right now, man. To take that opportunity to subscribe, smash that bell icon. I appreciate you. All right, as you know, you love videos like these when I get into the troubleshooting. Okay. Trane Voyager. It's old Trane Voyager. Voyager. Is it? I think it's Voyager. All right, let's go. So I just want to clear something up before I go even further. Yeah, it's not 3.2. If it's on, you can get anywhere between 2.2, it says right here, right, and 32 volts. You could get up to 32 volts DC, and it says if you have LEDs, LEDs, or without LEDs. I don't know what the hell that means. You guys could comment if you know what that is. with LEDs or without LEDs, whatever. So up to 32 volts DC in the on status, and on the off status we can see clearly here it's you're looking at about approximately 0.75 volt DC, right? So you got 2.2 volts or 32 volts based on if you got LEDs without LEDs, LEDs without LEDs. If you have LEDs or no LEDs, I don't know what that means. Comment in the comment section if you do. And then you have right here, if it's off, obviously looking at approximately 0.75, and on, it's gonna, and flashing, that's when you have an error. It's going between 0.75 and 32 or 2.2. So let's see what we got right now. So I got my meter hooked up to the 6 terminal right here, because it's kind of, that's synonymous with all of the testings or measurements. So I have my gator clips in the back where I can get some clean terminal, because this is corroded right here. And obviously the first one I'm gonna test is 9, which is right here at 7 right here, 8 and 9. So it's all corroded. So I'm just gonna go in the back over here, right in the back. So this is 9 right here. Let's go in the back over here. Right, so that's my other test lead over there is connected. Lo and behold, we got a steady 32. So there's no errors, there's no faults as far as the UPC is concerned. UPC is good. So right now we're in summer, so we need cooling. Let's see if we're calling for cooling. If we're going to go to number 8, and if it's active, it should be 32 volts or 2.2 volts, and if it's off, it should be, you know what it is already. All right, so let's go. Let's do it. So we're going to where? Where are we going? 8. So we're already in 6. Let's go to 8. See what we got. 8 right here. Just trying to squeeze in there. I don't know if you guys could see. Get a light on. That's 8 right there. Yes, 8. So apparently 1.4 volts. Yeah, so that's going to be the cooling. It is calling for cooling right now, definitely. All right, because of the voltage, 1.7 volts. That's what it was. Let's go again. That's 8, and I'm going to verify with the heating, compare it with the heating, because it can be calling for cooling and heating simultaneously. So that's 8, 1.4. So it is calling for cooling. Let's check 7, because 7 is for heating. Let's see what we got in comparison. So it can be calling for cooling and heating simultaneously. So 7 right there, let's just see. I think 7 is for heating, is it? 7, yeah, that's for heat, and 8 is for cool. Let's go again. I'm hoping to do this right. I'm not touching the wrong wires. Again, this is right here is 8. Four, and if I go to 7, so I'm going to take it that the cooling is off, because it can't be calling for cooling and heating at the same time. So you see that 1.4 on my cooling status, and I go to on my heating status, and I go to my cooling status. It's still the same 1.4. So which means that I'm gonna take it that the cooling is off, and so is everything else in this unit, because there's no fan. That's my blower fan. I just pushed the contactor in, and compressor. So yeah, cooling is definitely not on. So I don't know about this. You got it's a little bit sketchy right here, these measurements or these readings, because off approximately 0.75 volts DC or less than 1, but we're getting 1.75, and I'm guessing maybe because this is the 32 volts DC version. I don't know. Comment in the comment section. But just from common sense, I know that this cooling is definitely off, because if I'm getting a 1.5 on cooling and heating, that doesn't make sense. It can't be calling for both at the same time, or could it? Could it? I don't know. So let's see what else I could find here. I know this is a fire wire right here. These red wires. there for the fire shutdown, and being at the fan or nothing is running, maybe that's what's going on. I don't know, man. I gotta troubleshoot right here, guys. All right, troubleshoot right here. Let's see what's going on between these wires and the fire and the for the fire wires. Maybe the fire system is holding this thing out. Stay tuned. Let's find out. So you know what, guys? It says switch TB2 switch input. And like I said, I know these are the fire wires right here. These red wires. Once you see these red wires, this is New York City, baby. New York City. These are fire, baby. Fire controls, right? So they go to this box right here. But nonetheless, it says switch input, which means that that's got to be either opened or closed. These wires from the fire panel. So it's a dry contact, open or close. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to initiate test mode, see if the unit will go into test mode. I'll get a fan started or something, and then if that doesn't work, I'm just gonna, whatever the position of those switches are switches over there is on the fire wire. If it's open, and then it should read potential across it, then I'm going to shunt it. I'm going to close it. And if it's closed, I'm going to remove the screw terminal and take one of the wires off. And so I'm going to do the opposite and see what happens. All right, so let's get into the tests. And if you want to know how to do this in more in detail, I got videos on my channel already doing all of this stuff right here. Trane unit test mode. All right, so let's go on. Check those out. I'm going in the back here because it's better connection. The screw terminals are a bit rusty and corroded over here, so yeah. So I'm gonna try initiate test mode. Boom. Okay, so the fan starts. Fan starts. Let me see if I could get a different sequence when it gets to the cooling as far as the voltage is concerned. I can't do this while it's doing that because it's going to be tough with these corroded screws. I'm going to try. It gets to the cooling mode. My meter in DC, of course. Let's see if we could get some readings here. We're at troubleshooting, baby. So it's going to be 8 and 6. All right, that's the cooling. Yeah, 7 is the heating. Double check that. Cooling is 8 and 6. We're doing 1.4 volts. All right, we're in test mode. And also when we're in test mode, we should be getting a pulse on right here. Right, we should be getting a pulse on 6 and 9. Let's try that. 9 is really corroded. I don't know if I'm gonna get a read on that. I'll be surprised if I do. Oh, yeah. Look at that. There's a pulse. 10, blah, 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 10, 0, 10, 0, 10, 0. We're pulsing, baby. We're pulsing. So we're in test mode. Confirmed. So let's wait for this thing to hit the cooling. And if this works, I'm gonna just go ahead and put my finger to that fire wire, right? Because maybe the fire thing is open and the BMS or the BAS control is locked out because it's the fire wire, our fire shutdown wire is wired right into it. Okay, so right now by doing test mode, I'm bypassing this control right here, right? I'm going directly to the brain, to the main UPC. So come on, man, get the compressors turned on already. I'm gonna pause the video. Let's try to move things along. I can't wait. Let's try moving things along here. I gotta go home sometime. We're still stuck in this mode. 1 on 1,000, 2 on 1,000, 3 on 1,000, 4 on 1,000, 5 on 1,000, 6 on 1,000, 10 on 1,000, 10 seconds, Okay, I just try to get advice you of something. If there's a problem with the cooling circuits, it's low pressure, high pressure, stuff like that, it still won't turn on. It won't turn on in test mode. All right, same thing applies. All right, but I'm not getting anything here. You know, it's like we're stuck in fan. That's all I'm getting. Okay, so I got the test mode going. Cooling to start. Compressors to start, as you can see. And here, cooling is going. So what ended up happening is that I had to ended up unplugging the wires of the that BAS or BMS COM module. So this unit right now is just standalone. So obviously this part right here, this board is the issue, because once I unplug it, detach it from the main board, because as you can see this wire goes back over to the main board, plugs in over there, the same wire right here. And once I unplug it, I was able to get my test mode and my compressors to start in test mode. So I'm going to now hook it back up. And now we're going to turn the heat on. The heat is going to start right now. Well, I don't need to test heat right now, you know what I'm saying? I just need to get my cooling running. It's summer. New York City, that's the World Trade Center. All right. So yeah, we need to get cooling on. But it's firing up right now, the burner. So I'm going to stop that test mode. I'm going to cancel that. And what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead, like I said initially. These wires from the fire system, I'm going to see what the conditions of those are. Let me just plug this back on in real time and you're going to see what's going to happen now. Something weird is going to happen. Actually, I won't do that. I'm going to shut this down. And then I'm going to plug this back on. I got just the furnace just fired up. I can smell that. Put this back on here. So we know something's going on with this little board right here, because that's why I was wondering why it was taking so long for my test mode to come on. So I just unplugged it, repowered the unit, run the test mode again the same way, these two terminals right here, and boom, my compressors came on. So that's good. So let's power this on, and I'm going to check. You know, sometimes I can't really like troubleshoot and think what I'm recording, so I gotta like pause the videos and then do some thinking and get back to it. But anyways, let's see right here. I want to see if there's potential across that. Do that real time, because if there is, because I know something, this definitely has something to do with why this machine doesn't run, right? So after all that I did, let's go see. We're in AC volts. Let's see if there's potential across this. Okay, there's potential across it. Can I get my test leads in there? I don't know, I can't do it with one hand. Hold on a second. All right, so they're in there, and there is potential across that. So, which means that the switch on the fire hand is open. The potential is coming from the from this main board, from the main board over here. So, I'm gonna shunt those. I'm gonna shut this down, shut the power down, put a shunt across these two terminals, a jumper, and then turn it on and see what we got again, man. Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, if you like this video, don't forget to give this a big fat thumbs up, you know what I'm saying, so I can keep making videos like this. If you guys don't like this video, if I don't get like at least 300 likes in this video, I won't do videos like this anymore, period. That's it. All right, let's see if this is gonna work now. So I know I shunt that switch. See, my jumper, my gators is down in there. All right, it's jumped out. All right, shunted. All right, it's gonna turn this on right now. It's back online. Let's see if it's any different. Oh, you see that, guys? My supply fan started right away. Started up right away. It's running on its own. I'm not doing test mode. I just power it up. You can see real time, and boom. So yeah, I think that was it. that was it. The fire wires, man, on that thing. You know? Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's see what mode it's in if it's calling for cooling. Oh yeah. Now I'm excited. Got my my gears turning right now, so we're gonna go between 6 and 8. So that's 6. Let me see if I can do this with one hand. One hand. I don't know. Well, I think that was it, guys. That was it. 6. My DC. Okay, 6 and 8. And my battery and my camera is low as well, so it's probably, if it cuts off, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I think that was it. It's solved because you can see the difference. Not in test mode and the fan is running. Let's see if I can get my. Let's see if I can go over here. This is 8, and that's 6. Let's see if I can get some reading at 0 volts. Or just that it's corroded. This is really corroded. Okay, so I'm not calling for cooling. And obviously, let's look on the system status. Let's go on 9. So we're steady. 10 volts. It ain't dancing around. And obviously that's in part because of the corroded terminals. I'm just gonna wait it out. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give another jumper, and I'm gonna run test mode right now because I think it's gonna work right now. I think this fire wire was the issue. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm between 6 and 9. System status solid 32. So we're on. Everything is good. 6 and 9 right there. I'm gonna try and do 6 and 8 for cooling. Cooling just turned on, baby. 31 volts. Yeah, that was a solid diagnostic, man. Solid as a rock, baby. Yo, if you guys don't like this video, you won't see another one like this. I'm telling you right now. Better get 300 likes, 300 thumbs up, or I'm out of here, guys. I'm out of here. I'm telling you right now. Cooling is on, 31 volts. Yeah. First stage of cooling. This is epic. This one is off right now. Second stage is off. That was a diagnostic. Fire wire on the Trane BAS control board. That was it. That was the diagnostic. Now let's confirm it. Let's pull this wire. Let's pull my jumpers back off real time and see what's going to happen. Let's see if it's going to trigger something. Oh, see? That's it. I'm done. Packing up, going home. Give this video a thumbs up.